Hello people, I'm Jaby Koay, joined by ARBURN, and I like popcorn sometimes.
Me too.
We're going to look at DAMSEL, trailer number 1. I don't know anything about this trailer either, but it stars Robert Pattinson.
OMG.
Which is quite a cool...
I'm paying attention.
It's quite a quinky dinky, given that we just watched a trailer that was produced by the people who made the Twilight Saga. So...
Quinky dinky.
Okay, quinky dinky.
I'm totally stealing that from you.
My name is Samuel Alabaster. Do you know who I am?
We're off to a good
What's
start.
that?
Okay, yeah.
Miniature horse. It's butterscotch. It's very rare, possibly even unique. Regular horses don't have names. They're just, regular.
Regular.
What's your fiance's name?
Penelope.
Wow, you're like a man.
She's the most precious thing in the whole world. This is a big commitment. It's lifelong. Lifelong commitment. There's no turning back now.
Oh no, it's never too late to turn back.
Here's the plan. On bended knee, I'll ask her to be my wife. And then you do your ceremony.
Marriage is a big jump. It's hard. And things don't always go the way you want them to.
Guess that's what it boils down to.
Are you really a preacher?
Not in the conventional sense, but my heart's in the right place.
You gave me mixed signals.
I gave you no signals!
That's the story of my life.
Validity of my feelings? Then you can go to hell.
You're a regular black widow, ain't you? Things are gonna be lousy. In new and fascinating ways.
You always said the miniature horse was the cutest, most beautiful creatures you've ever
I
seen.
never said that.
All we got is whiskey.
Well, thank you.
Well, at least he's got a, sparkly chest. The whole time I'm thinking, wow, he's chosen an interesting career path.
Yeah.
Because after the Twilight Saga was completed, it seemed like he was trying very, very hard to distance himself from Twilight by any means necessary.
Oh, yeah.
Choosing like these kind of arbitrary, obscure indie films. And this is just kind of continuing in that succession. This is the first one of those films that I'm actually very curious about.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Hugely.
I can't really tell you what the story is other than he's trying to get the girl.
Right, but then clearly the horse,
Yeah, there's
the
all these
mini
other things
horse
going on, yeah.
has a lot to do with it. I don't know, I feel like it gave it off a very modern vibe. I'm trying to think of a film equivalent that would suit what this particular genre, I guess, would be. But it feels like a very modern story thrown back into the wild, wild west. Do you know what I mean?
In terms of
It
the
has-
sexual dynamics?
No, just there's something about maybe the way it was cut.
Well, it certainly feels like an indie film. The thing is, if it was just an indie film set in today, like the same exact story set today, I probably wouldn't care. But because it's a period piece,
Right.
that suddenly highlights the interest for me, or increases the interest for me.
Maybe what I'm trying to say is it feels like it could be a story that would work in modern day, and
Okay.
that's what makes it interesting to me.
Okay.
Like a very boiling it down, one of those films that's all about this is what life is, and all we have is each other or whatever.
Right.
But then you don't when you have a film about the Wild Wild West, that's usually a big part of the story in itself. The story wouldn't be possible without you being in that time, I guess. But this just felt like, oh yeah.
Normally when you see Westerns show up today, in order to garner interest, it's lots of action.
Right.
Kind of, modernizing the cowboy stuff we used to watch back in the 60s and 70s. Whereas this is kind of going the complete opposite direction where it's like, no, it's just about this little thing.
Yeah.
Almost like...
And it just happens to be not present day.
I mean this in the kindest way towards the filmmakers, but it's almost like lo-fi Tarantino. And I mean that in a positive way.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have like the grotesque violence that you generally associate with Tarantino, but it feels like a very dialogue-heavy film
Totally.
that's very also character-driven.
Character driven.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for Rob Pattinson too, because as you said, he's been trying to ditch the Twilight thing for
Yeah.
so long, and he did like Water for Elephants and all of these where he was kind of the dreamy guy, and this looks like a role with substance, and I'm very impressed by his Western accent.
Yeah, it's
Usually
pretty
with
good.
English actors, a lot of the time, I mean, granted, a lot of English actors have a fantastic American accent, but there are some I just can't move beyond it.
I
I was
did-
like, okay,
That was pretty
I
good.
believe you.
That was pretty good, yeah.
believe it.
I was listening hard for it. I'm like, because normally I pick it right up and I'm like, that actually sounds pretty convincing.
Yeah, it
You know?
does, which was great. I'm excited for him.
There's a lot of things I like about this. The only thing that kind of rubbed me slightly the wrong way, but I'm letting it go because it's different, is it feels so much like an indie movie. They've kind of been carbon copies of each other, it feels like,
Right.
in terms of the style. Like, they all kind of have the same feeling, but for some reason, like I said earlier, because it's set in that era, and it's got this pony,
I know, the pony.
it just kind of throws everything
I really
off.
want to
Like,
know more about the pony.
it's so bizarre. It almost doesn't matter if we can understand it. What matters is he makes sense of it in his brain, where he's got this love and affection for this creature that would otherwise be normally tossed aside like a baby in 300. You know, it just like, it's not good enough, so we're just gonna kill it. I wondered for a second if this was gonna be about the first pony ever and like the genesis of creating ponies and how it became this kind of freak show thing.
Yeah.
Fun fact, ponies are assholes.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
Do they bite?
Yeah, they're jerks. Like, they are not kind creatures at all. They look cute and cuddly, but they
You
are.
just shattered every little girl's dream.
Well, thankfully, you don't have too many little girls watching my videos. But yeah, I'm interested to find out more about this and check it out.
Same.
So, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Please check out Amy ARBURN on the social media. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out our other reactions, reviews, and short films. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
Amy ARBURN.
Peace out.